Hello everyone, I'm Phoenix Tremayne, and this is going to be my review of Tyler Perry's The Oval, Episode 16, The Dangerous Game. But first, if you haven't done so, please take a minute to subscribe. If you have subscribed, thank you very much, I really appreciate it. Please hit that like button, because every time you hit that like button, let YouTube know there's a good place for Tyler Perry reviews. Now, let's get right into this Tyler Perry's Dangerous Game, The Oval, Dangerous Game. We had Lily confronts Kyle and Donald, and when they find out that she was actually in the bathroom, whatever that room was, and she was stupid because there was a lot of things that shocked me about the whole scene. The fact that Donald just stood there like a little bitch and allowed him to touch all over him. I think he kissed his neck in front of his wife. That was so disrespectful. You know, he needed to just get pimp slapped just for that. You know, the balls need to drop, sir. So we need them balls to drop, and for you to like be a man and not disrespect your wife that way. You know, at least not in front of her. But she was stupid because she should have never said she overheard that the president killed somebody. And she said it in front of a Secret Service agent. No, people disappeared for less. So I thought she would be smart enough or savvy enough to not just show her whole hand. You know what I'm saying? And then she goes running over to Bobby's little motel room or whatever, where he's already got a girl in the bed sticking it in her when she shows up. And you know, she tells the girl to get out. He tells the girl to get out, and then she pushes him down and takes what she wants. And she sat on it with the girl's juices still on it. You know what I'm saying? Nobody washed nothing. Nobody put a condom on. He stuck it in one girl. She don't know what those juices got in there, you know, because of chlamydia or something, you know. And she just went on ahead and sat on it. Like, okay, is that kind of party? But then she later went home, and Bobby probably should have went with her, but she seems to be like many of Tyler Perry's women, which are very stubborn. Just watch Ruthless. They make very stupid decisions like a horror movie. They do the worst. They make the worst possible decisions to get them in the biggest amount of trouble possible. Lynn, Sarah. But I was all the way wrong when I said I thought that, you know, that Donald would never grab Lily by the back of the hair and throw her down. That had to be Kyle in a dress or something like that. That's what I said in my last video. But I was all the way wrong. You know, she talked about she was going to the media. Donald couldn't allow that to happen. He grabbed her by the back of the hair. I'm sure it was a stunt double. That's why you didn't get to see her face. But the stunt double could have even been a man in a wig, because I swear that body was nothing like hers. And, you know, he threw her down and she fell across the bed, and he jumped over there and he just started choking the hell out of her. And, you know, we don't have to worry about anything happening to her, because if you watch the previews for next week, they're actually sitting on the floor talking. So, you know, I guess he comes to his senses and decides not to off his wife. But I think this will be the episode that gets Lily in line. Then we have Sharon tells Priscilla what happened in the pharmacy, but she tells her, don't tell Nancy until you get to the hospital, because if she has an asthma attack, at least she'll be in a place where people can help her. But as it turns out, Priscilla actually didn't tell Nancy anything at all. She talked to her, she prayed with her, and they had this really weird moment that I thought should have went down differently. There was a lady talking to the nurse, and the two of them just come in and she is literally pushed out the way. The nurse behind the counter does not react to the fact that they just pushed a woman away who was getting information from her. The woman never says, who the hell are you pushing me or anything like that. And this nurse is actually one of the nicest and most competent, and the actress could actually act. I felt like I wasn't. It's something about the actors that Tyler Perry cast for police and doctors that they're usually the worst actors on the entire series. But this one particular actress actually did a good job. I felt like she was a real nurse, and she was compassionate, and I enjoyed that, But eventually, Sam comes and he tells Nancy the truth of what happened. Barry ran through the pharmacy on purpose. He was beating up Kareem. They were fighting over a gun. Her husband got shot. It was more than she could take. And she was like, don't tell me nothing else. Nothing. No, I think she said, not nothing. Like, that country accent was coming through. But I wish that they had told her earlier in the episode. I really would have wanted more of a reaction from her. I need a little bit more. Barry was still being ignorant. He was still being confrontational and not complying with what police said. He was still making demands. He was still out of control. And the officer that Sam is friends with is still watching his back. Because they're going to get Barry out of this. He's in the season 2 promo. So, he ain't going to jail. I don't know how Tyler Perry going to explain it, but, some soap magic is going to happen. And somehow, some way, Barry will be able to have been able to do all this craziness and still be out on the street. Now, I think Hunter finally believes, that Victoria didn't have anything to do with what happened with Denise, because she's like way too oblivious to his questions. And then, when she sees the news saying that she's a prostitute and she's this and that, she goes and confronts him saying, I'm going to tell my parents, my father, if you don't straighten this out and better not come back to harness and all this kind of stuff. So that was pretty much the episode. It was a good episode. I wanted a little bit more, but I guess that's what shows are supposed to do. Shows are supposed to keep you hanging on to wanting to see what happens next week. Gave us just enough so we didn't feel like we wasted our time. But it's on to next week. And we had some funny moments, some exciting moments, some boring moments, and some compassionate moments. It was a good episode. Tyler Perry's The Oval, episode 16, The Dangerous Game. Look forward to the next one. Now I am about to do my review of Ruthless. Since it finally came out, it was late. It was late yesterday. But we'll talk about that in the Ruthless video. Thanks for watching.
All right.